Welcome, everybody, to the next episode of Double Booked Official Podcast. I am Michael Ann, and I'm joined here with my partner, Nicole. And today we are so excited about our special guests. We are joined by Katie Mersinger, a business execution consultant for Wells Fargo, mom of three, that this year are actually going to be at three different schools with three different drop-off times. And she is also the lovely wife of JD Mersinger, and he is the president of AnyDesk, an international software company. And that's going to be really important to our topic. We also have Jessica Pearce. Jessica, I have heard you described as the entire village that every mom friend needs in her life. Aww. You are a master packer and a master mover and a master handler of all things. You are the wife of Stephen Pearce, MVP of the World Series in Major League Baseball, who obviously has been traded a number of times and has traveled all over, including on the day you gave birth to your first child. He was traded to a whole new team and uprooted all your lives. So if you haven't guessed, today's episode is going to be all about how moms are just managing the house. You've got kids in every different direction. You've got to get dinner. You've got to feed these people. You've got to take care of yourself. And how are you doing that when your partner is not only on, a quick once a year conference trip, but regularly gone for long stretches of time? And we want to talk all about all of those systems and any tips and tricks that you have. But as usual, first, I want to whine about something.
Wait.
Do you ever go on Instagram? And I feel like I get sucked into this algorithm where they'll post oh, check out what I wore in Europe for 12 days or whatever. And I'll click and I'll like an outfit that they wore. And then I get sucked in. So every other post is somebody else that has outfits they want me to buy. But then you comment, link, or shop. They send you the link to their Shop My, and it is not what they were wearing in their post. It's the closest Amazon alternative. And it's that's, no, I literally wanted the dress you have on your body. How can I find it?
This literally happened to me this weekend. I was trying to, or whatever it was, when the Amazon sales were going on, of course, it was exploding all over. And I was like, click, not there. But here's this. And so I bought one of the lookalike things, and it came, and I'm like, bum, bum, bum. It just was not what and first and second off, I didn't look like the person in the picture, which, geez, I don't know why.
I know. I have to tell myself, do I like the outfit or do I like the model's body in the outfit?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazon's very hit or miss. Too.
Yes. And they definitely get you on the marketing of their page of the look, click here. And you're like, oh, I like everything.
Yeah. And then you're like, but that's not what you're wearing. I didn't want the Temu version.
Right.
So I'll have to report back because I did it again this morning. I was looking for something for 4th of July this week. And I was like, God, I really like those shorts. And it did have the matching, what the person was wearing. But I'm like, this is a style of short that it's an athletic style of short. And I was like, I don't know, do I have that kind of a build? Is it going to look okay? And then with more of a slender tank, which I usually wear a little more flowy because I'm not close to the body type person, but we'll see. I will share a picture later in the week, and, you guys can tell me if it looks good or not. I do not get offended easily.
Yeah. Let us know. I got to figure out, you're very good about holiday themed outfits for your entire family.
So is Jess. Yeah. Jess does it for everything, every occasion. She's so
I really have good intentions to do it, and then something happens. Or and now it's harder to convince the boys to wear something that their mom picked out. They're like, that's not even dry fit.
I'm like, just send me what I need. Send me the links and I'll order.
Yeah. Just send me the links and tell me what I need to order. Send me the link. Send me the links too, but make sure they're actually the links to the things I'm
really good influencer.
I
feel like you're really good with our friends.
Yeah. If I find something good, I definitely will.
She shares.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I like that. Well,
okay. Well, I'll send you my cell phone number. I'm happy to take any suggestions.
Yeah.
And she's really good at decorating. We've had to have her our Beach Park Women's Club, it got flooded. And we said, you have $3,000 to decorate a whole clubhouse. and she like did it, and everything looks fabulous. Like she's just really good at finding good
stuff
deals.
out there. Yeah, there's good stuff out there. Walmart
And nice things. Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
She's our go-to. I'm like, hey, I need a table, like the table that we did not have, Michael, when you came in the other night. And she was like, here you go, order this one. I'm like, okay, done.
Okay, so Jess, your daughter is going into 8th and your son's going to 3rd, or the other way?
Yes. Daughter 8.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I have a son going into 8th and a daughter going into 3rd.
Okay. At what school?
And then one in the middle as well.
Okay.
So this weekend I was at Katie's house, and first I got a tour of her new house, which is gorgeous, and I love it. And I was obsessed. And her artwork, which I want to talk about that in a second. But also, so she has a daughter at the same age as my son, and they went to daycare together. And I'm not putting them on blast, but Katie's daughter is gorgeous, like
I know,
and kind and sweet and friendly, and will engage with new people or people that are shy, or just really kind of draws them out and engages them. And I absolutely loved seeing her talk to my son and his response, and sort of watching these mental processes as they reach this age. So
fun.
We'll see what happens, but it was really great. And okay, so Katie, first of all, Katie is the host of any event. She plans it. She's got every detail thought of, and she's so incredibly creative. And I think sometimes, I know I forget that, but she had these beautiful frames of pictures where the pictures didn't fit her new style in the new house, right? So do you throw them out? Do you get out? No. She literally repainted the canvas of like you would have thought, like I literally walked in her house and I was like, where did you get that art? Like, I would like to commission that. She's like, no, I did that.
Yep. So you're artistic too? Is this like an outlet for you?
They're very easy paintings, abstract painting. So let's not go to, but they were really expensive frames, and I was gifted them years ago, and it went with our old house. And I think when we started doing my living room at the old house before we moved, we're like, we need to change these or get rid of them. And my husband's like, just get rid of them. And I'm like, no, I love the frames. Like it will make a really nice painting. So I don't even know how much these paintings are, but I popped them out of I popped the canvas out. She gave me that idea, painted over. She's done it at her house. Yeah. Popped them back in, painted it, popped them back in, and they look amazing.
And you can use like your house paint, like paint that you already have.
Yes. So
brilliant.
Yeah, she uses her house, like her house wall color, and will do things.
Yeah.
We just did that drywall. You just said the other day, or a couple months ago when we went, she's like, you need something on this wall. You should do, was it drywall texture?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so then we did like the squares with drywall, and did a really cool piece with that. And that's in my other living room. So she gave me the idea, and then I was like, well, I have these beautiful, frames. We're going to do it. And they look fabulous. And now guess what? I'm sick of one of them already over there. And I'm like, I'm going to redo that one. So yes, I saved a lot of money there.
Yeah. So thrifty.
I feel like I need you in my life. I need more of you. I need more of these great ideas. I mean, this is amazing. Like so simple. And so why didn't I think of that ever?
Yeah. And you could go thrifting, and if you find a nice frame that you like, it's a cheap canvas, but you could just paint over it and make it beautiful. Have your kids paint it.
I know.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the topic a little bit. Ladies, if you could set us up on kind of how often is your partner traveling? How long is the period? So that we just kind of understand what you are managing to.
You want me to go first? Yeah. Okay. So when JD's out of town, it's not like in state. Right now he's in London for over a week. Sometimes he's in Hong Kong. Sometimes he's in Brazil. He's everywhere. So when he goes, it's usually 2 weeks to make it worth the trip, because it's long. He'll go to fly through Dubai to get to Georgia, the country, not the state. So it's a lot. And so when he's gone, it's really important for me just to first of all, like we moved here, didn't have anyone that we knew. So it's not like we have family around. We do now. But it's really important to meet people and build your tribe, build your village, and really have that support. So I would say, you know, we have a system down when he's gone because you need to. So a lot of preparing. I prepare majority on like Sunday nights, or every night I kind of prepare, like I'll make the lunch the night before. I'm also working, and we have to be in the office downtown 3 days a week. So I used to have a lot of help. I used to have like an after school, like high school girl come, or guy, or Manny, and just do the driving and homework and after school. Now we don't have that. So it's just me. So I try to do as much as I can when JD's home, like pick up other kids or like shuffle other kids around with my kids. So then when JD's gone, I can fully rely on the help of my friends and neighbors. So Jess used to live across the street from me. So that was really helpful. Like I'd be like, can you go walk my dog? Can you let my dog out? Or she'd be like, let me pick up the kids. I'll drop them off at your house. And I would do the morning shift. So just like the logistics of just having that easy support, that friendship. And I'm from North Dakota and like Minnesota, and my girlfriends come from Minnesota all the time, and they're like, you have the best support. Like we live too far away. We can't do that. But in South Tampa, it's just like so close together where it's easy for someone just to go pick and like drop. So I would say just having that logistics done of like your support of like, hey, JD's out of town for the next 2 weeks. Here's what I need help with. And kind of, you know, getting that organized. I'd say we do a lot of crock pot meals. I do a lot of happy hours with my friends. So not happy hours. It's like dinner time happy hours. So because we all work, right?
With the kids.
With kids. So I'm like, hey.
Yeah, but like bring the kids over. Everybody
bring the
potluck
kids
it.
over. When it's, you know, like for 2 hours, everybody brings something and have like a potluck. The kids get to play for a minute and then disperse. And it's really nice and easy, and the kids have a blast. And maybe, you know,
That's a great idea.
yes.
That's a
And
really
then
great idea.
bring something, so it's not like you're cooking a feast and it's just easy. It's like light bites.
Yeah, and you're getting an outlet because you're with your friends talking, but the kids are also burning off steam and they're with their friends. But you're also really good at asking for help. And I think that is a skill set that, like, I know, Nicole, you've talked about not being great at asking for help. Yeah. I'm not great at asking for help. So I do think that's important too, is to get better at like, hey, I can't do it all. I'll pick your kids up on Monday, Tuesday, but can you help me out on Wednesday, Thursday, things like that. And receiving help, like letting people help you.
I never used to ask for help, but you know what? I think, well, it's courage. And you know what? It makes wonders because you're giving and taking. Like you're also helping out. And so then you don't feel bad when you do need that help.
Yeah.
She takes my son to school every day.
I take her son to school every morning.
Up every afternoon.
And then
she is at work, and I know that. So
yeah. So you just kind of figure out, you know, logistics with your core people that also need help. She's not a morning person. And so
it was easier to get him out. I could be like, oh, her lights are on. I see the car's getting ready to leave. And he's like, oh, gotta run, you know, like it just makes it easier.
And my husband was so against it. Yeah, Katie was like, we cannot do a morning carpool. That's like a lot of pressure. And like, what if we ruin this friendship? They're our neighbors. And I'm like, no, we're going to do this because it's going to make our kids get out of bed quicker if we have people waiting for us. And it made their kids get out of the house on time, or I'm going to leave. And it just like, it worked. Yeah. So,
but now we're not.
Well, this is great advice. So I just moved to Georgia, and my mom asked me this morning, she's like, what are you doing about after school and all of that? And I was like, I haven't gotten that far. First off, I'm like, I still have a few more weeks, Mom. Thanks for putting the pressure on. Yeah. But now Mom's I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to ask. Like, I heard one of the neighbors is going to the same school. Like, I'm going to just have to flat out ask because at this point, I don't really have the connectivity that that I've had all these other years. So I'm going to do it. I'm just going to ask.
Oh my God. Let me know how it goes.
Mornings or something.
Jess has like, I feel like you have the best. I mean, you were traded like 6 times in 1 year. So you had to like regain friendships every.
Yeah. How do you build a village in a new place?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Tell me more.
I love her stories. They're so fun.
It's hard. And you meet people that like you probably wouldn't have been friends with or ever, met. I mean, one of the girls that I became friends with the Orioles, we spent the most time there. She didn't really even speak English that well because she was from Mexico, her and her husband. So, and they had a little girl that was the same age as my daughter. And so it was fine, you know, like we became friends and probably never would have been in a different atmosphere, but we kind of leaned on each other and it was good. And yeah, it's hard because you don't know how long you're going to be there and you don't know how long they're going to be there, but it's yours.
You have to like have the courage to put yourself out there.
It's helpful when you have children.
Okay.
Before kids, it's kind of hard because they're like a buffer for you a little bit, like an icebreaker.
Yeah, just like scapegoat. Like, hey, oh, we have kids the same age. Here's my kid. Nice, like,
Right.
Yeah, I'm an introvert. I'm very nervous about meeting new people. So like the thought of like just going up and trying to build a friendship with somebody new seems very intimidating to me, to be honest.
Yeah, and they're not always friendly either because you know you're just a girlfriend or you're. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. When we first went to Baltimore, I didn't have kids yet. And so I didn't know anybody on the team. And the apartment complex that we were renting from had a yappy hour is what they called it. And it was with dogs. It was a dog yappy hour. And so I met some of our neighbors through that with our dogs. And I actually still talk to some of them on Facebook, like back and forth a little bit because they followed his career. But yeah, I mean, you just kind of like, do whatever you can.
Yeah, find some common trends. Like when my dog escaped over the weekend and we had to find him on the neighbor's front porch, like we automatically had to like introduce ourselves.
Right.
And, like, here you are.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Just let your dog out.
Yeah. Your dog will go find you some new friends.
And Michael, I think you are very outgoing once you give 15 minutes with someone, I feel like they fall in love with you. So I feel like you should never, be nervous about that because you're an amazing friend.
Well, thank you.
And you're someone that I wanted to be friends with when we first met.
Oh, good. That's
not that it matters, but
and now you don't. No, I'm just kidding.
Same thing. I was like, I met Jess at our house or at her house, and I was like, we're gonna be friends for a long time.
I do love that. I do love when you meet new people. And there's immediately like a good vibe there. Like you're like, oh no, I think we're on the same wavelength.
Or I just like attached to myself. Like she couldn't get rid of me. Like even if she tried.
Stage 5 clinger.
I'm a stage 5 clinger. I always say the term. I was your stage 5 clinger for a while.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, it seems like it really worked out pretty well. But
yeah.
Okay, so Nicole, you brought up something that I wanted to talk about, which was a pinch point as one of these systems when your partner is traveling. And that's the pickup and the getting them to all of their different activities. Like, how do you guys literally solve that?
Well, you had a schedule that she sent me the last time he was gone because our kids have weird hours at school. Like the middle school is 9:30 to 4:30 and the elementary school is 7:30 to 2. And so she was like, can you pick up this day? I'll take this day. And so she kind of sent me a calendar and then we would remind each other like, oh, today's early release day. Like, don't forget your kid. So
yeah, we would pick days. Like I'll do these if you could do this for me in the afternoons. So that gives her a break too. I also have that sky calendar in my kitchen, which I was so sick of my husband asking me like, what's the schedule? What's the schedule? It was really for him.
Yeah.
But it's really good for the kids because they look at it every week. They see their schedule, they see where they're supposed to be at, and then they know like, okay, well, I have this. They're not asking me 100 times a day anymore.
Okay. All right. I looked at the sky calendar. I saw it in your kitchen, but I've looked at it over the years. And my husband has been like, we need to get it. But then I talked to another mutual friend of ours that had it. She was like, I was spending half my life updating the sky calendar. And then they were still asking me what we had to do. So it became like a very expensive waste of my time. Like it was just another thing I had to admin.
Steven and I have a joint calendar on our iPhones. And so he doesn't always look at it unless like he has somebody ask him, can you go golfing on this day? Or can you do that? Go do this. And so then he'll look and he'll see like what we have that day.
Yeah.
So he's pretty good about it now. But yeah, he would always be asking me like what we're doing, or he still sometimes does, but it does help.
Yeah. And like we have like, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I just have, like I have the Google Calendar app and then just updates the sky cam or the sky calendar. So I don't have to do two of them. I have to update my own calendar for the kids and to keep me organized. So it just works. It like just follows it to that calendar.
Okay. So now
are you guys both what was that?
I have a tricky question.
Okay.
All right. So you two are friends and you're sharing pickups, you're sharing drop-offs. Have you ever forgotten when it was your turn to pick up or drop off?
No.
I think we were close enough to where,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only like 2 minutes down the street, so.
Oh wait, you forgot to pick up Dom that one time, but your kid Jensen wasn't even at school that day.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, Dom's calling. And so she's like zipped over. It took her 2 seconds. But I think I've done this a few times too, where I'm doing the morning drop-offs. So I pick up crew on the way to school in another neighborhood or another neighbor. And I'm like, last minute, I'm like, hey, I can't do it this morning. It's just like someone's sick or I'm not feeling good. You're on your own. And like, then it puts it on her, but not a lot.
But we're like a golf cart right away. Like, it's very close. So it doesn't.
Yeah. One of our earlier episodes, Nicole forgot it was her turn for carpool. And she had to run out the door in her pajamas with her cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And
that wasn't the only time. It just reminded me, one day I was on pickup duty and school got out like the 2:10 and it was 2:15 and I got a phone call at the office and they're like, oh, you forgot to pick up Chloe today. And I was like, oh shit. So of course, I was like, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I don't know what else to do. And they're like, oh, you're fine. And I had to call my friend and be like, hey, sorry, I forgot. Like, I'm on my way. Like, don't be alarmed. And they had already gotten the phone call too. And I was like, oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
Well, luckily our kids can like just start walking towards us. So
that's good.
It's not too bad.
This has happened to me before and I hate this feeling, but like, if I'm trying to pick up, especially with the 3 kids, if they're in different places and like I have a very finite amount of time that I can go get one at their place and then make it to pick up the other one at their place. And then like you get stuck in traffic or something happens. And this just moment of panic of like, I'm not going to make it. Like my kid's going to be there. They're going to be out on the curb somewhere. Like,
right.
Just pure panic. Does that ever happen to anybody else?
Yes. I drive really fast to get on time and I don't like to be late, but I am. But yes, but you know what? They're okay. They can wait.
I know. I tell myself that, although I got to tell you. So one of my kids has been in occupational therapy and I love his occupational therapist for sure. But she is like, if you are not there 3 minutes before the end of his session, she's already texting you like, just so you know, the door is here. And it's like, yeah, I know I've been coming to you for years. And she has like a common lobby that like has toys and like he's safe and he can just like hang out there in the lobby waiting. But she is like on it. Like she's going to fire me as a client.
Shaming you a little bit.
I know. I'm
charging you, right?
Like seriously. So that does stress me out. Okay. Next question is, so you've got kind of this heavy load, even if you're relying on your friendships and your village, you kind of have this heavy load of being this person for your entire family while your partner is gone. Does it ever just get overwhelming? Like, do you ever just feel like, how am I going to keep doing this? Like, it's a lot. And what do you do about that?
I mean, I think after COVID, I think we've all went into like a shock of like, it's back. Like the lifestyles that we had before COVID and how we did it. I don't know how we did it that way. And, like dropped off 5 things before we go to work and like dropped off our kids at daycare. And like, I just feel like it's that fast pace is back and it's more shocking to our systems now that we know what it was like during COVID. I think I get overwhelmed a little bit more because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do that. But I think you break it down, you just get through one day at a time. Like, I don't look at it as like JD's gone for 2 weeks. I look at it as like, okay, let's work on tomorrow. Like, what can we do tomorrow and get through it? And if I'm on a meeting or if there's 30 minutes for me to quickly clean, and my kids are really good now. Like, I'm like, hey, dad's away. Each one has to take their chore. You guys have to do your chores. Like, you have to help me take the trash out, take the bins out, empty the dishwasher. Like, everybody kind of helps. And I think that helps me not get so overwhelmed, but there's always laundry. There's always, dishes. And then there's work on top of it. So I think everybody just needs to take a day at a time. And that's just like how I get through it. It's like, okay, let's focus on tomorrow. What can I do to make tomorrow better?
Okay. That's good advice. I mean, because Jason does travel not for long periods and not I travel a lot more than he does, but I still get the overwhelmed feeling of like how, and I feel like a lot of it is like a self-created pressure of like, well, how am I going to have this picture perfect house and these picture perfect children and this, like, you just, at some point it gets overwhelming. You have to just lower the bar a little, like,
And
leave
let's
this.
just be honest. Like, my house is way cleaner when my husband's not here. Like,
Yes.
we got a system down. Like,
my house operates so nicely when my husband is not in it. I love him dearly, but when he's there, it is like pure freaking chaos. And you know, he looks at the calendar, like you said, Jessica, half the time, and then it's like, oh, I want to play golf, and I'm like, go screw yourself. I've been doing this, and I just want to go play golf. It's
I love that we're getting kind of real here. Like, it is. Everyone's jealous when JD's out of town. They're like, JD's out of town. Okay, we're coming over. Or they're like, why can't our husbands travel? And I'm like, yes, it's really, really nice. But it's more work on me. But yes, it is nice. And it gives me some time alone with my kids.
Yeah. Which I love.
And you're right about the kids usually do jump in a lot more when the other person, it happens when I travel and my husband's in charge too. Like, I'm not oblivious to that. Like, they tend to realize that the slack has to be picked up and the house functions better when everybody's working together, whether they want to admit to it or not. But my husband will say the same thing. Like, when I'm gone, it operates like perfectly fine without me, even though I think I'm the creator of and facilitator of all things. I'm not.
Yeah. And then when he comes back, he's like, okay, well, why are we doing it this way? Or why are we I'm like, don't mess with my
don't mess with the system. Yeah.
It works.
Oh my gosh. Mine comes home and he's like, why do you always have things in the sink? And I was like, that's what you're gonna pick on me for today? Like, the sink?
You know what you're like, what are you gonna change while I'm gone? Because I would like move furniture, buy things, like do things around the house that he'd be like, oh, what are you gonna do this time that I'm out of town? But I always tell my friends I don't know how they can manage all the things and work, because I don't work, and I feel overwhelmed a lot of the time. But I also took on every task because my husband was working and he doesn't know how to do a lot of things. So
he will call her. Can we talk about Steven for a minute?
Yeah.
He'll call her and be like, what did I order on my sub again? I need help. Or he traveled with JD one time and the guys gave him a lot of trouble. He went to the gate, or I don't know how
he didn't check his bag.
He didn't check his bag, and then he was like, "Well, what do I do?" And JD's like,
all the way to security.
You have traveled all these years, 15 years or 10 years with MLB, and you had all these flights, but you don't have your ticket. Where's your ticket? And he's like, I don't know.
He called me.
Jess has it. Jess was at
6 a.m.
And then he was like, I don't have, or I have to go check my luggage. And he already went through there. He didn't have his port. It was I don't know how he does it. You do it all.
And then he went to lunch and everyone had ordered and he hadn't ordered. And he was like, well, usually he'll just ask, he'll be like, why don't you just order me something that I'll like. So all the guys are like, you didn't order. Like, what are you doing?
You don't know how to order.
It's so funny. It is so funny. He's a professional baseball player. And then
him bad.
Yeah. But you handle it so good. And that's you do everything at your house.
Yeah.
It's very efficient.
You have a lot of patience, Jess.
I don't know. I guess
you sound like you do.
Yeah. I mean, I get frustrated for sure. I tell him I'm drowning here. I need you to help a little bit. But
yeah. But then when you ask him to help, at least in our house, if I ask him to help, he wants to give me a very detailed to-do list of exactly what it is that I want him to help. And then I have 10 follow-up questions on how to help. And it's
right.
That's not really helping. That's just me momming you.
Right.
Yes, that's true. I feel like they do that on purpose. So they can get out of it.
Weaponized incompetence. We've talked about this before. If you're so much better at it than I am, then get better.
Right.
I don't want to be better.
We love our husband. A disclaimer, we all love our husbands very much.
We love them.
Yes.
Love them.
All right, I have a question. I'm going to jump in. What is the thing you never tell people you are struggling with?
I don't know. I definitely complained to y'all about Steven.
What do I not complain about? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've been on a budget lately. I think that's really hard and And that sounds awful. You guys, that's awful. I'm sorry. But I'm
No,
really
we both have talked about this. Like I am not a budget person. I just keep spending in hopes that there's still money in there, and it's bad, right? I should not operate this way. I'm a business professional. I should have all my shit together. I know.
I work for a bank. I mean, get it together, right? Like, but I feel like for years I never, like, we just didn't look, or I wasn't involved. I would say more in like what's coming out, and I knew it was coming in, but like, how much am I spending on Amazon? How much am I spending on this, or parties, or just monthly expenses? So when we moved, I went through every single like line item, and it was mind blowing, and it was sad. I'm like, that is a lot of money that goes towards this and goes towards that, and it like doesn't.
Even like your cell phone bill.
Yes.
Like, how much do you guys pay?
I'm like, I constantly like asking our friends,
like,
what's your
Katie,
cell phone bill? Mine is like $500 and and like, and a lot of it was JD's travel, but like still, I got that down to like $275. Like,
yeah, and you could have done that.
I could have done months ago. And same thing with like our internet. Like I felt like I called every place and was like, I need this down now. Like I've been in a client of 10 years, like get it down now.
Yeah.
So I think that helped, but like going through of like, okay, so here's now my budget. I don't like to talk about it. I don't like to talk about money. And it's been really hard, but doable.
Yes. I just moved too. And so that you're 100% right. Like I started going through as I'm canceling, I'm looking at the fees. And then as I'm signing up here, I'm looking at, I now have it all written down so I can be like, okay, like this is what we've got. I'm with you. I'm trying on the budget aspect, and I want to be better at it because there's bigger things that I want to do. And I need to get this under control.
I love budgeting. I budget for fun. That's my downtime is budgeting.
And that's why I think you're so good, Michael, because you're like, I'm redoing my kitchen counters, or I'm redoing this, or I'm redoing my office. Like you have it all planned already, probably, and paid for, and like it's done. Like it's,
I pay for it all in advance. Like actually, we were talking about it this weekend about whether we're going to go on a spring break trip or where we're going to go or what's that going to look like. Because we're doing a couple of other trips this year. And like this year, we already went to Ireland and Scotland, and we went to Austria last year. We went to Canada. So I'm like, well, maybe we don't go on spring break, or we just do a low key thing. And my husband's like, that is next year. That is in March. Why are you asking me? And I'm like, that's how we pay for it. That's how we go that's how we take our 3 kids to Austria and Germany. We're like a year in advance, and by the time we get there, it's a free trip because we paid for it over the course of 10 months. Like,
yeah,
I should probably take
Katie's a last minuter.
Minute. When we go to Italy, I book it 3 weeks beforehand. Yeah,
it's like she can't commit.
I can't commit. JD's really bad at committing. I'm surprised we committed to each other because we're really bad at committing.
They're so bad about like making commitment and sticking to it.
Like I know I'm going to Minnesota to the cabin for my brother's wedding. And I don't have my ticket yet. And the wedding.
She knows when the wedding is.
The wedding.
Like, why are you not just pulling the trigger on a ticket? Like,
well, I don't know what day I want to go. Like, there's lots of things happening, logistics. I just don't know.
Well, at least book one ticket and move it around if you have to. I'm like nervous for you.
I know.
She did this with our last trip that we took
No, that would stress me out. Google tells me when it's cheapest to fly, and I'm going to book that day, whether it's 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, that's what I need to keep. That's what I need to do. But I just don't like it's committing.
She doesn't want to commit to that.
I don't want to commit to that day. It's so weird. I need to probably go to a therapist and they could tell me what is wrong with me, but I don't like to commit, except to my husband. And
we all need to go to a therapist.
Yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade. We all need to go to a therapist for one reason or another.
Right.
Like your neuroses, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I'm very last minute. I'll be like, okay, I'll book a ticket tomorrow. Like, I'll go if it's ready. Yeah, if we're ready to. Like, we're gonna go to spring break. I know.
I would be like, no, I can't do that. It's so much more than I would have paid if I would have booked it even a week ago.
Right, and it's hard to make plans with her because you're like, are you going? Are you really going? You're sure you're right. Go.
I know it is bad. I'm sorry. That sucks.
Yeah, but I'm used to it now.
Okay, I want to know from everybody in this call, what is one thing that you like to do all by yourself? Like, kids, get the heck out of my face. Husband, adios. I need have this alone time doing X.
I like to watch like my shows.
What are your shows? What shows?
Just like, I don't know, like Netflix series or like movies.
Anything good we should be watching?
What was the hockey one? Off campus. We liked that one.
Okay,
I
that's
heard about
great.
that.
I just watched the voicemails for Isabel. That was like a heart-wrenching movie. Have you seen that on Netflix?
No, is it good? Is it really sad?
I just started
It's sad. It's sad, but it's like a good, feel-good sad. I don't know. It was good though. I hadn't seen a good movie in a while, and I thought it was
Okay. I'm a big fan of all things Bravo. That's my vice.
Yes, I liked all of those too.
Yeah. All right, Katie, what do you like to do alone?
I love to take a nap.
Like you guys like naps.
Okay.
I love a nap.
I hate naps.
How
Yeah,
long
I'm
is a nap?
Like I can nap for an hour and I could sleep anywhere. Like I could just put like something over my eyes, not even my eye mask. It could be like a sock and I'll nap for like 30 minutes, hour.
Really? Like you can just fall asleep?
Instantly.
It's wild.
Wow.
But I don't get to
Yeah.
do it. I don't get to do it. So when I get to do it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like,
And then you wake up refreshed?
I mean, I wouldn't say like sometimes, yes, but other times, I mean, I just like wake up and I'm like, okay, I got to get back to it. Like, not refreshed, but I just like the peacefulness of like just resting.
I love that. I am a terrible napper. I'm highly impressed.
Yeah, I would lay there and be like, oh, I really should be doing this right now.
Yeah, all the other things are floating.
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, when I'm busy,
Really
yeah, it's hard. But I
all the
do
ways
it.
to be productive. I'm not a great sleeper all in general anyway, like even at night. So I can't imagine like being able to just randomly fall asleep during the day. This is amazing.
I hate bedtime.
Well, I think that's why I take a good nap because I don't really sleep at night either. I have really sleep bad. So like when I can just like lay down and like just put it away for 30 minutes, I can do it.
I love that.
But I don't have
But I
time to
think
do it.
Katie's schedule is hard for you.
Yeah.
Because he has like calls with Hong Kong in like the middle of the night. Like he was talking to me about my sprinklers one time and I'm like, how did you know my sprinklers were going off at 4 a.m.? And he was like, well, I was on a call with Germany or Hong Kong or somewhere. And I was like, oh.
So I hear him a lot.
So that's kind of hard. You can
Yeah.
probably feel him getting up and down.
I can't
So-
imagine that. I can't imagine him having to make those calls. Like
Yeah, he doesn't sleep at all.
He doesn't
sleep at all.
all right, Nicole, what do you like to do?
I from 9 until 10 at night, because everybody's kind of like out of my hair, 9 to 10 at night. I do the same. I watch a little bit of television. So I kind of wrap up, like the house has to be like organized before I sit down. And then I sit down and I'm watching. So right now I'm hooked on DCC, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, which I think I just finished last night. And what is it with Rip and Beth, Dutton Ranch.
Oh, I haven't started that, but I watched Yellowstone.
Is it good?
I like it. Listen, I love Rip and Beth, so I don't know that I could not like the show, but yeah, it's good.
We have to watch
It's
that.
good.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't have a time in my life that everybody you're like everybody goes away from you from 9 to 10. That doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
well, listen, like our youngest is in bed. Mike is probably in another room. I'm either downstairs or, you know what I mean? Like we can separate all at that time and I don't have to worry about it. Even during the summer, like Chloe's off doing her thing, Mike's doing his thing. Like I can take that hour or 30 minutes, whatever it ends up being, and just really decompress for the day. Like I have to have it.
I need it for sure. I feel like every time I literally sit down in my house, so all of like my husband, the dogs, my kids are all like little puppies. Just like they're like, oh, let me go. lick
You've
her
got to
face.
set some boundaries with these people. You got to tell them. I tell them, I'm like, mom's off the clock. The cruise director is done.
I know.
She
You've
needs
been
a break.
telling me that, and I've been working on that. Between work and traveling for work, like I feel guilty. Like I feel like I need to try to engage better, which
That's rough.
then I just feel
You need
guilty when I'm saying like I'm clocking out. And plus my kids are a little bit, the boys are a little bit older, so they're staying up later than I do.
Yeah, mine too.
It isn't that like I put them to bed kind of feeling.
You need to find some space, even if
I
it's
wanna
30
know-
minutes or less.
Yeah, you definitely do.
I want to know very specifically, either now or in the past, like what are the things that all of us are outsourcing, like that you are paying somebody else to do for your system? Like, hey, I know you're in a budget right now, so maybe you can use a pastime.
I mean,
You go
I don't
first.
really.
She doesn't
We
use
just have like
anyone. lawn care.
We have lawn care and a pool guy.
Same.
But I mean, there was a time where I was mowing our own lawn and like
She gets
pesticide
on the roof and takes, like, her roofs are like this, okay, like peaks, and like really high up, and like blows them, like the gutters, and cleans them. And I'm like,
Climbing up
what are you
the
doing? And she's like, well, they were gonna charge me
it was
$2,500.
a lot of money, and I was like, nuh-uh, because there's only like they didn't need to do the whole house.
She like will pressure wash her roof too. Like I don't know. I feel like you are climbing out of windows and on top, and like she gets the job done.
There's nothing
Our
you can't
disposal was
do.
broken the other day, and I was like under the sink trying to fix it, and Steven was like standing behind me, and I'm like, I don't need you watching me do this. Like,
Yeah.
JD's helped you one time with sprinklers. She did sprinklers now.
Yeah.
She's a sprinkler installer.
because I like had a lot of time where I was on my own, and it was like there wasn't a choice. I had to be.
That's
not
really impressive, though. That's really, I'm relatively
that.
hands on interior stuff, but that's really impressive. I love that. I really love that about you.
Thanks. I would say, yeah, I like cut the cleaning lady. Well, she kind of cut
She cut you.
She's like, we only do small. She goes, we only do small homes. And I was like, okay, well, you can't come with me after 10 years. She's like, nope.
Oh
So
my God, you got fired by your cleaning lady.
I know, but then I'm like, now I know like the real cost.
Mm-hmm.
Like my lady was giving me a deal, and I'm like, I can do that myself, or my kids can make that a chore. So, I would say I've been really limiting DoorDash. It's just so expensive just to have food. So I only do that if we need to, or if I need a break when JD's gone, we'll do a DoorDash, or like we'll have. But yeah, I would say Walmart delivery.
Oh, yes, I do that.
Walmart delivery has been really helpful. That's it.
Because they don't upcharge.
I do have our old nanny comes back when we don't have, like, if I need help now that I'm in the office and JD's traveling, she's going to be here Tuesday through Thursday just to drive the kids and like help with that. So that's helpful when JD's out of town.
Errands for you.
Yeah. And she runs errands for me, and she does my returns. And
Oh, I
So.
love that. That's a key ingredient. All right, Nicole, what are you outsourcing? What are you paying for?
So right now,
Or what are you going to, I guess? Right? Because you aren't
Yeah.
really
I
integrated.
have a housekeeper coming over today or tomorrow to give me the estimate. So we'll see that. But so I'm renting right now before we buy to understand the market. And it came with a lawn guy, which was fantastic. And then I'm in the market of trying to figure out who's going to drive. So I've got to figure that out. But outside of that, I've been doing a shit ton of DoorDash and Shipped, because I'm trying to multitask. And so it's just been saving me. Like, I'm in the middle of doing these boxes and I'm doing them. And so Shipped and
Right.
DoorDash just saved me time, away. So I think that'll come to an end very soon, hopefully, because otherwise my budget will be blown. But until that point, I'm going to keep doing
Well,
it.
you're like busy with packing and unpacking, or, like you need that time. I always
Yeah,
have a
it
house cleaner
is our
because that's my time. I don't want to take time when my kids are small and clean my house. Like, that's why I always had someone do it. But now I don't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
spend most of my time cleaning when the kids aren't at school. For sure.
I
I
literally
don't mind cleaning
ordered
though,
Uber
and
Eats.
I didn't mind mowing the grass either. I actually enjoyed it. It was kind of like instant gratification for me to do both of those things, especially if I put a pattern in the grass. I was like, "Oh, this is fantastic!"
Oh, I know. I don't mind doing
Wow.
yard work. I kind of like it. It's a good sweat, and then you jump in
Yeah.
the pool. You
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I'm not going to answer my own question because I feel very spoiled.
Oh my God! Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Tell us everything.
I want to have, like, Jason and I are both working. He works out of the office, and I travel a lot for work.
You do not have to justify it to us.
Yeah,
This
don't
is
justify.
great.
We don't. We're actually
don't judge.
We're jealous. We're happy.
We
We're happy.
do have a pool person. We have a lawn person. Our kids go to aftercare, and we have a nanny, and our nanny does all of our returns. Our nanny is also my mom.
Well, that's nice.
And she will prep dinner if I tell her exactly what to make and kind of that kinds of stuff. And she does all my Amazon returns, and she'll even do like my annoying returns, like all the way at Nordstrom or something. So that's wonderful. I shipped almost all of our groceries every week. or my Target runs. I Uber eated lunch today for my children because they are home from camp today. Is there anything else? We have a cleaning lady. She comes every 2 weeks. I've been debating if I need her every week.
Kids are home. They make a lot of messes.
Yeah, I think I'm just spoiled.
You're not. This is what I call efficient, though, because I was at a presentation. This is well before I had children. And I was at a presentation, and Alex Sink was speaking, and she said, do not be afraid to ask for help. And she said it could be someone to pick up your groceries. It could be someone to pick up your kids. It could be someone to come fold your laundry. And at one point, I had somebody come over and wash and fold all of our laundry when the kids were a lot younger. So you have to do what's right for you because you're trying to juggle 100 things, and you do have to work like legit, all these other things we can outsource. I can't outsource work. I actually have to show up and do the work. So it's do not be afraid or, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't be afraid to do it and don't feel ashamed for doing it. Like it is what works for you. And it doesn't matter what the rest of us do or say or anything like that. It's how your house and your life operate.
Oh, thank you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. Definitely. Last question. What age does everybody think was the hardest, like with your kids, like the baby phase, the toddler phase, the tween phase? Like, what is the hardest to try to manage?
I would say middle school.
Okay.
But I'm like out of I think I had PTSD from having 3 under 4. So I feel like I blocked out maybe 2 years there. I can't remember how hard it was. But now I'm in it with now I have Maddie going off to high school. And then I think that's where the hormones and the attitude and the testing and that's coming out, and it's more mental challenges than physical, I would say. That's been the hardest for me.
I would say the baby years because my husband was still playing baseball when they were both babies. So that was really hard.
I don't know how you did it.
He was gone for 2 weeks out of the month, every month. And even when he's there, they don't go to the field when game time or right before the game. It's they go to the field at 1. And so you're on your own with babies, and that was hard. And spring training, they're up at 6. So he had to be his best self. And so I was like a single mom. It was hard, really hard when they were little.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to hand my baby to a stranger, basically, or my daughter would hold my son.
I don't know how you did it with little kids running.
It was hard.
And moving.
And traveling.
Yeah. And building a village and making new friends and all that pressure. Yeah. I am not married to a professional athlete, surprisingly, but I have to imagine that's just, because he has to be hyper focused.
Yeah. There was one time I was holding my son, and it was spring because I had him in the end of January of 2018. And it was spring training, and he would sleep in another room because he'd go to bed at 9. And I was bouncing him on the ball, because he had really bad reflux, and I was crying, and the baby's crying, and he's good night. And then the next morning he was like, man, I'm just really glad you guys are still here. I'm oh my God, hope you slept well. Oh. But yeah, it was hard, but he couldn't be up all night either.
Yeah. I love hearing her stories because it's the inside truth of what happened.
But we weren't hiring nannies and things like that. It wasn't, we weren't he wasn't really, I don't know. Some of the guys that have multi-million-dollar contracts, there were times when we didn't know if he was going to have a job.
Yeah.
He applied to University of Phoenix one year and was I'm going to have to go back to college. But
to manage through all of these unknowns.
Yeah.
So it's terrifying.
I have a cousin going through this right now. Her husband coaches, and he's gone for multiple days.
Hours or worse.
Yeah, and the 24 hours that he comes home, and it's I said to her, I was is it even worth it sometimes? It's crazy. And then she's had to travel to go see him. So you're putting the baby in the car for 4 or 5 hours, and it's my aunt ends up going with them because she's they need their time for their relationship, and then he also needs to have a relationship with the baby. So I can only imagine how you did that, and the strain it probably had on your relationship.
Yeah. Like,
we didn't
and then
even
the
talk.
off season hits and he was like, I don't want to babysit. And I'm like, this isn't babysitting. Like, this is your kid. What do you mean? Like, he's not used to it either. Like, the off time, he's like, wants to, be off. And I'm like, well, we have a kid. Sorry.
Yeah, you have to participate here.
Right. Yeah. It's just different.
Yeah.
Were you traveling
years were hard.
Were you going to the different cities as well when he was
I didn't travel often because it's harder when you travel with them. Like in your home stadium, there's usually a playroom or a kids room, depending on what your team is like. Some teams are better than others. When you're on the road, it's like you're sitting in the stands with them or you're sitting at the hotel waiting for your husband to get back. So it's not fun to travel. Some wives do. They like it, but it wasn't. It was worse for me to travel, I thought.
It was really, yesterday we were talking and she goes, he got traded one time and I got in the car, drove 20 hours. I made a pit stop after 10, slept in the parking lot.
Yeah, I slept in the car.
And then woke up and I go, by yourself? And she's like, yes.
Because they fly out the next day. They don't you don't get like a warning when they get traded.
And
oh my God.
okay, so here's what I think. You are a doer and you get things done. Like we get it done. We get things. You guys are getting, you get it done. I think, I don't know. I love hearing it. And she's so empathetic. Like, I'm like, oh, work was hard today or this happened. She's like, I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how
and she's so empathetic. Like she's not working right. But she's like, I don't know. And you have this and you do this and you do this and you do this. And I'm like,
just sheer hard on yourself.
But she's like gets it. And this is why it's like she's done this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jessica, you're on your roof blowing leaves. So let's just point this out. You are getting it done, very much getting it done.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't even know what is the hardest. I do things I don't miss at all. All my kids can get themselves in the car. I don't have to put them in their car seats and like walk around. That was really annoying for a long time. All my kids can use a public restroom. I feel like that was a big milestone.
That's a big one.
Imagine, remember the days when you'd have to take like your boys into the girls' room or like my daughter, like she's better, like she can hover in a public restroom now, but like, remember those times when they can't?
Yeah,
like
you're like, don't touch anything.
Yeah, like,
can they just go sit right there with their hands out? And you're like, oh,
yeah. Or like when they're in the bathroom with you, your boys, and you're like, turn around, mommy's got to pee, but don't look.
Like, what's that saying? And you're like, oh God.
Yeah, so this feels like a good milestone now. But then they've got all this other crap I got to take them to, and they want to hang out with their friends, and I got to drive them here and drive them there, and they won't even talk to me anymore. And so
I know.
Well, I'm excited for you guys all to have teenagers because I personally think that is the hardest because I am like, for me, in seeing that next step and still having a younger one, it was hard to it was a life lesson every day. Or it still is. It's a life lesson every single day. And what you're transforming or what you're telling them is impactful for the rest of their lives. Not that it's not when they're little, but this is like, driving and drinking and drugs and sex and all the things that you're like, you try to steer them away from for so long. Now they're experimenting with it. Like, where's the fine line? Are they allowed to have a drink with you when you're on vacation, even though they're underage? Or for me, that's the hardest part because I am extremely conservative in my parenting and a lot of things. And so it's that for me to let go and like be less in control, that has been so hard. My husband really has had to step up in that regard, and he's done a great job with the teenagers. I like recluse back in because I'm like, I'm gonna lose it on these guys. Like, I'm literally gonna lose my mind, and I have, and they know it. But we all have recovered from it, and now I feel like I'm starting to become a little less anxious and like a little bit more accepting of this phase. And I can see why by the 4th, I may just be like, screw it, go party every weekend, but it's tough.
Okay.
Well, Michael even said something to me. I was showing her Maddie's face and, Maddie's 14 and she's a freshman. And I was like, we might put like, this is her area and we might put like a couch. And she's like, Katie, Like I can't even, she's like, they're going to have sex. Like, she was like,
On
this
the
is,
couch.
are you going to just like, this is like freedom. Like they can just have sex on the couch.
On the couch.
By the couch.
You're
just
giving them a vessel.
You're giving
And
them.
it's really far away from the main part of the house. Like it would be very private.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting a pool table now. So
I think the teen years are going to be rough. Yes,
I do think you're right. Like, I think we've already, like Maddie yesterday was like, can I have a sip of that? I'm like, no, like she's trying, like she's like, well, I'm not going to parties. I'm like, yes, I love that.
Yet.
Thank you.
Yes.
But
right.
You don't need to have a drink at 14 with me. Like, no.
17. I know. And then what is socially acceptable? What's not? So we went
that's a good topic for another one. What is socially responsible? And what's being a bad mom? Like, you don't want your mom, you don't want to turn your kid into like Mackenzie, the one that like hits, like be those parents, the crash. Right. Like, God forbid. They don't want
like,
they're
terrible. They had
but you don't want to like you guys, you can never drink alcohol, and then they just like rebel and they go everything.
Yes, I don't want them to go wild. Like, I want that happy medium where they still tell me, I just can't react. You can't react.
We have to pretend.
We have to pretend. Just stay calm, and then hopefully they keep telling you, and they're honest. And they call
me. Like if you're in a dangerous situation, like feel like you can call me to come try to bail you out.
I always tell Jensen, I'm like, there's never anything that's going to be bad enough that like you can't call me. I was like, woo. If you think it's bad enough, I don't care what we have to do.
Yeah.
But, like we'll fix it.
Yep.
Just call. Just tell me.
And then you do get the phone call because it happens. I've gotten it. And in 1 a.m. and I'm like, okay, don't react. Like you said, don't react. I'm going to go do this. And then they want to have this conversation. I was like, no. We're not talking about this. We're literally, I'm picking you up, shut your mouth, and I'm driving you home. That is where this ends. And then I just happened to wake him up at 7:30 the next morning to clean the gutters and the windows and everything else.
God. So, Mom and Dad used to do that all the time. I love that.
Vacuuming out the door.
I love this idea. That's a
I love that. Like your kids can feel comfortable calling. I think that's really. I called my dad whenever there was an incident where I'm like, oh my God, I need to get out of here, or the cops are here. I can't, or like I feel like it's getting bad. Like I would call my dad, and he would never punish me for calling him.
Right.
Yeah.
He would make me do work the next day because he knew I shouldn't have been there, but he would definitely, he was happier to have me in the seat.
You weren't scared to call back.
Yeah.
Call him again.
Yeah. The last thing I want any of them to do is get in the car with somebody who had been drinking. And we've had that conversation a number of times. So I'm hopeful, they'll do the right thing. But again, it's never a sure thing. And it's tough. There's a lot of things you don't know. And they'll tell me, they're like, oh, well, you don't know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I had an inkling, but I'm not going to call you out on every single thing because I'd be calling you out every single day. So it's hard, the things that you just keep your mouth shut versus the ones you do speak up on.
Yeah. Is that like the hill you're going to die on? Is it like that issue? Like I'm not like you got to pick your battles, I think. But that's a really good topic for you guys. Like
you guys will have to come back and we'll talk about it again.
I don't know. We're not experts there. We're learning. We want to hear from you guys. And like,
we'll find somebody else who knows the answers.
Yeah, that have gone through the high school. We need to learn because we're going through it.
Well, thank you, ladies. We love all the advice that you've given us today. We are so grateful that you guys were here. I hope you had fun. And remember, it's Double Booked official podcast, and you can listen to it wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and watch us on YouTube.